Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Motor Mike Media, and as always, I'm your host, Motor Mike. Now, today we're talking about the 2021 Hyundai Elantra. And most people don't realize it's now in its 7th generation. It's been around for a long time, but just kind of under the radar. Now, it gets its job done day in and day out, but it never really stood out a whole lot. Now, finally, for the 7th generation, it does stand out. Just look at it. All these creases in the body, the front end with that big grille, this aggressive look to it now. It finally does stand out way above its competition. And if you haven't seen my 2022 Tucson video, check it out. I'll leave in the description below, as well as some other videos of mine. Or you can check out my channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It means so much to me if you would. I have a goal to get to 1,000 or more by this time next year, and you guys can be part of it. Now let's get back to the Elantra. Now just look at it. It's aggressive. It's mean. We'll start at the front end. Just by looking at this front end, you can tell the car is lower, wider. It gives it that more beefy look. That grille, like I said, is very large. It's the new trend. But even the headlights, it has a sinister look to it. Now let's go to the side. Now you can see all these angular looks, these creases. You can see it's a Z pattern on the side. It does stand out, and I really like it. Like, you look at the silhouette of the vehicle. You can see it has this slow back look. It's very coupe-like. Now, I really wish they would make this into a coupe. I know they're not. Coupes don't sell, and it's even hard for sedans to sell. But I like how they're giving this new car a aggressive, sporty look. Now, going to the rear end of the vehicle, it has a light bar that goes all the way across. And at the ends, it comes down to a nice little point. Now, light bars, it's a trend nowadays to have that, as well as the large grills. But it fits very well with this car. That sloping rear end meets to the trunk deck and creates this ducktail spoiler, if you will. It's a good look. Now, overall, the outside, it's very good. But let's step into the interior. Now, stepping inside, you can tell, overall, the material quality has been improved since the last generation. It's very welcoming. When you sit down on the higher trims, you can see that there's two giant 10.25-inch touchscreens. One is your digital gauge cluster, the other one is your touchscreen. Now, the touchscreen is the latest and greatest from Kia Hyundai. It's very responsive to your touch. It looks great, very high resolution. But a lot of people have said that these newer icons that they have on there, they kind of all look the same, so you have to get used to that. Now, below there, you have some hard touch buttons for your climate control. It's always good to see some hard touch buttons. A lot of these cars just have these big screens, and if you want some simple functions like a heated seat or a heated steering wheel, you have to dig through and try to find that stuff. It's great to see that there's hard touch buttons and they're easy to use. Now below there, you have a traditional gear lever. It's good to see that as well. A lot of companies want to go to push buttons or knobs and stuff like that. Just sometimes stick to that old-fashioned style. Now, you see the steering wheel in front of the driver. It's the new Hyundai steering wheel. You can see on all of their newer products. It's very nice looking. On the inserts of it is this new material. It's like a knurled plastic. It looks actually pretty well. Next to the gear lever, it's there as well. It's nice to see that instead of piano black. You all know if there's piano black trim, there's nothing but fingerprints and dust everywhere. This actually looks good, and I think it's a good solution to replace that. Now, let's get to that screen in front of you. It's nice to have a digital display. It's the newest thing that people are trying to do, and it's great to see it on an affordable compact car. It looks good, and as you change through your modes, it changes as well. You have normal, sport, eco, and through all those modes it changes. It looks more sporty or more eco-friendly. It's cool, it's a nice little touch. Now unfortunately, off to the left side of that is another little screen, or it looks like a screen. It doesn't do anything. Hopefully in the higher trims, when we get the actual N model, or maybe even the hybrid, maybe that will do something. I can see how they didn't want to remove that because it looked kind of goofy without that little piece there, but as of right now in the regular trims that's available, it doesn't do anything. Overall, the interior is very nice. On your door panel, you have some soft touch materials, as well as this jean looking material. It's very cool looking. And yes, there are hard plastics here and there. It is an affordable compact car, but in the spots where you're going to touch or rest your arms, it's usually very nice materials. And overall, between the interior and the exterior, it's a good look. we have some trims. So as I said, we're not going to get the M model right away. We're not going to get the hybrid right away. But what are we going to get? Well, we're going to get the SE. That's your base model. It's very affordable. It starts under $20,000. Now moving up from there, you have the SEL. SEL adds a few things here and there, as well as more options available to you. And above that's the Limited. That's going to give you the nice leather seats. You can get the nice two-tone interiors, as well as having those two 10.25-inch screens standard. It's good to see that you have some options here depending on your budget. Now, I said, hey, we're going to have a hybrid, and we don't have official numbers yet, or at least as recording of this video. But from what I can read and find out, it's going to be 50 plus miles. Now, the hybrid is going to be powered, it's a small 32 kilowatt battery, or motor I should say, and that's powered with a 1.6 liter naturally aspirated engine. And together they're making basically 139 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. They'll be quite peppy. Now, powering those regular models that aren't hybrids, it's going to be a 2-liter engine. 2-liter 4-cylinder. It makes about 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque. Not bad. Now, those base engines, they're going to be paired to an IVT transmission. Now, what's an IVT? Basically, it's an intelligent variable transmission. So it's a CVT, but it mimics gears. It's not rubber bandy like CVTs of old. When you mimic gears, it feels very natural when you drive it, and it's not as buzzy. Now, of course, if you're gunning it, you will get that drone and that buzz, but most people don't drive like that, so it feels like a regular transmission. And we know that there's going to be an N model. And when you get the N model, you know it's going to be more aggressive. Now, if you want something more affordable, there will be an N line. Now, the N line won't have the power, but it'll have the looks. But from what I'm told, that N model, when it does come out, will have their old, or not old, but relatively older 8-speed dual clutch transmission. And I've used it for a while. It's a very good transmission. It's nice and peppy. But the 6-speed manual is supposedly going to come with it. And that's great. It's always good to be able to roll your own gears. And it should have like 270-ish horsepower, maybe a little bit more. And that's going to be amazing. This car looks so aggressive. I'm so happy that they're going to add the power to match its looks, as well as offering that 6-speed manual still. Now, let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of this new Elantra? I personally am very surprised and very happy with it. Are you guys excited for the new N model coming out? And what cars do you guys miss that used to be in this segment? I know Ford's gone and a lot of other makers are moving away. It's good to see that Hyundai and Kia are still investing in these small compact sedans. But I thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.